Welcome to the Fantasy Champions Fantasy Football Podcast. Here's your host, Morgan Colby and Rick Lemon.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to Fantasy Champions Fantasy Football Podcast. My name is Morgan Colby. I got Ricardo Lemon on the other side of the screen.
In the middle of eating trail mix.
In the middle of eating trail mix. I just hit the show like soundtrack and caught him off guard. Okay. We're just like that. We're cruising through the off season, and it's preseason now. It's not even the off season. It's frickin' preseason. The NFL season starts in just a short 3 weeks. Well, I guess it's 3 weeks from Thursday. And I don't know if I can hold the excitement in anymore.
It's pretty lit. I'm not going to lie.
So, yeah, we're super excited about that. I'm just counting down the weeks.
I'm at the point where I'm watching preseason highlights. It should tell you something.
Jeez, I'm watching. Somebody said, okay, so middle of the season baseball or preseason games for the NFL.
Preseason games. Not even close for me.
Wasn't even a hesitation.
The only one where I was like, I don't know, was we're Red Sox fans, so Chris Sale made his debut.
Yeah.
So I wanted to watch that, but other than that,
I'll admit, I was watching the Jacksonville Jaguars game over.
Yeah, that's fair.
But anyway, yeah. So we were getting very close to the NFL season here, and we're going to try to prepare you for your drafts. This is where some people start really kicking it into high gear on drafts, and I know several leagues that have already drafted. So yeah, it's starting to get real, it's starting to get interesting, it's starting to get hyped up. I'm ready for the regular season to start. I'm ready for it. I'm ready to see how my dynasty teams are going to do this year, because I spent all off season working on those frickin' things.
I know. Me too.
I hope Antonio Gibson's good. That was a lot of draft capital.
I know there's some players I have so many shares of like Justin Jefferson and
James Robinson.
Yeah. Well, some other guys too.
So anyway, today we have a mock draft. We're going to go through a 12-team half-PPR mock draft and give you some strats on how to effectively complete your team. I'm going to take a strat today that I don't think I've taken all year. The 3 running backs I've done, I think I did 0 running back. So all running back and 0 running back. But I'm gonna see mix it up. I'll do exactly what I'm gonna do at a draft, possibly.
Okay.
In the 3 spot, and Rick is the 10 spot. So before we jump into the mock draft, check our website, fantasychampions.com. Follow us on any social media platforms: Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Just type in the FF Champs or the Fantasy Champions. You'll find us. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, or any other podcast platforms, leave a review, share this podcast with your friends. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe, click the bell for notifications, like, and comment down below who won the mock draft at the end of the show. Or
which is going to be me, of course.
After I take whatever running back I take, you just say it was me, and we're good.
Right. Of course.
So I didn't even start screen recording my iPad here. So there you go, screen recording now. So now you're going to be able to see this on screen. So many people complain about that. Like, if we were to do a mock draft where we didn't put it on screen, we would get like 12 unfollows.
Well, that's because people, want to watch the mock draft. They want to see who we're taking over who, and
Rick.
Logic.
That's fair. Let's jump into the mock draft. Like I said, 12-team, half PPR, your generic league, 2 wide receivers, 2 running backs. We have 2 flex spots, a tight end, a quarterback. We don't draft kickers and defense here.
Yeah. No.
Unacceptable. My app just completely crashed. That's great. That's it.
Right before we're starting.
Just like awesome. I was about to hit start, and it just crashed. So anyway, do you have any particular approach, Rick, before we jump into this mock draft?
No, I am picking at 10, which I haven't picked before, so I'm kind of... you'll see when we get there, but I have an idea of what I want to do with my first pick, which is not something I usually do.
I'll say this is kind of a dangerous spot for both of us. Because I'm high, you're low, and we both like certain players.
Right.
Now, I will say, I did a mock draft with a bunch of people the other day, and I drafted between I drafted at my home league pick, but I was looking at the spots between 7 and 10, and I was like, do I even want the 2 pick?
It's gross, man.
Because
it's
I'm like,
gross.
I could get Zeke and Najee.
Yeah.
Or I could get Dalvin Cook and a backup running back.
Right.
Could go either way.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, it's up to you, I guess.
But anyway, yeah, so I'm going to take the approach, like, obviously, earlier in the offseason, like last month and the month before, we were doing mocks where we were showing you some strategies that people will use to see how, this is the goal of mock drafting, is to figure out what strategies work, what strategies don't work for the particular mock season, right? ADP is different every single year, and the players that you get are going to be different every single year. And so you can't stay hard and true to a specific strategy, but sometimes I want to show you, what strategy or what situation at each pick makes sense. So I'm going to go early, Rick goes late. I think that's kind of what we're going to hash out here.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's get this started. Stat draft. There we go. My iPad's making noise again.
Okay, Derrick Henry goes first overall.
Oh, Dalvin Cook. That's my guy.
That should not be happening.
Yeah, I think the big point of mock drafts, like, especially this is what I've realized, like in the top 3, like when I mock draft for a home league, I know who I'm getting.
Yeah.
But then weird situations when I do just the automatic one that do it real fast, you get Derrick Henry going number 1, you're like, oh, that's not actually going to happen. I think it's just like, I know I'm going to get one of the top 3 running backs, so I'll just leave it at that.
So I was going to say, if you're picking at 3 and McCaffrey goes 1, Dalvin Cook goes 2, you're taking Derrick Henry?
Yeah, probably.
I'm kind of having a developing take here. I'm kind of leaning Kamara.
The late August takes.
Yep.
You jump in late off season.
The late August hey, because there's reasons, okay? With Michael Thomas gone, Kamara is their wide receiver 1 and their running back 1 for like the first 6 weeks of the season. I know. I understand it's not going to be as good.
You saw those quarterbacks in preseason game 1.
Hey, if Winston starts, man, they're going to score points. It might be trash time points after he throws 6 interceptions in the first half, but they'll score points.
No, I mean, it's a fair argument. I think there's a lot of risk surrounding Kamara.
That offense is very scary.
I would say if this was an actual situation for me, Christian McCaffrey, Dalvin Cook, there would be a strong consideration for me to take either Nick Chubb or Ezekiel Elliott.
At 3?
Yeah.
Oh.
Strong consideration. Like if I fell at 3 in our home league, that might have happened.
Interesting.
But here, I'm going to take Dalvin Cook. I would probably end up taking Henry, to be honest with you.
I have your mindset, but instead of strong consideration for Zeke, it would be Barkley, despite his injuries. Because I'm a Barkley guy.
You like Kamara and you like Barkley. You like these risky guys.
My guy was going to be
Did JT
Devontae
just
Adams.
go 104 in this?
Yes.
Oh my god.
He's 105. His ADP has jumped up to 105. I tweeted this.
He went. Wait a minute. He went from being almost a second round pick to the 105.
Yep. I've tweeted this before, and I have Jonathan Taylor in 3 dynasty leagues. Okay, so this is not. I love Jonathan Taylor. I hope he succeeds in all this blah blah blah, all the bull crap. But 105.
It's like all the things I don't really mean.
105 is too high. 104 is too high for Jonathan Taylor. It is, and I think he'll be good. But the Marlon Mack and Naheem Hines, how good is that offense going to be? Is Carson Wentz going to be healthy? Is Quentin Nelson going to be healthy?
I can't.
I'm not as worried about that last part. I think Quentin Nelson will be back, but Carson Wentz, is he going to be healthy? Is he going to be good? Right. There's so many questions with him, and I loved him in the second round. At 104, that is just too high.
Yeah. So I'm scared now. I mean, if that happens in our home league, I'll be jumping for joy. Whoever team 4 is just going to get shafted.
So did you say all the picks after?
No, but Jonathan Taylor, 104, and then after that it was Kamara, Barkley, Hill, Chubb, Jones. See what Rick does. You go wide receiver, you go D. Adams, or you go Zeke.
Yeah, I was initially the reason I picked 10 actually was because I had the mindset of taking Devontae Adams.
Well, now he's
because
here.
I think he's the top guy, but Zeke, I didn't think Zeke would be there, so I'll take Zeke. So after Zeke, we have Diggs, Devontae Adams, Eckler, Travis Kelce, and back to me.
Thank God Kelce wasn't a first-round pick, by the way.
I know. So I'm just going to go with you. Your strategy sounds pretty good. I'll go Zeke and Najee.
See, listen, I gave it up, but honestly, that would be the strat. Like, and I will let that be known. If I was to trade my pick, and I was anywhere between 7 and 10, I would take Zeke and Najee.
Yeah, if Zeke's there.
Or Zeke and Gibson. Zeke and anybody else. Unless Chubb was there. See, I'm conflicted.
So you want to get the 108 because you'll be guaranteed to get one of the top 8 running backs at 108.
And I like Jones too, choice. Man. I don't know.
I do like Jones. With Rodgers.
Rank the 3. Chubb, Jones, Elliott.
Chubb 1, Elliott 2, Jones 3.
Okay. So after your pick, it was Hopkins, Joe Mixon, Metcalf, Calvin Ridley, Antonio Gibson, and J.K. my dude Dobbins. This is where Jake. What is Sleeper doing? I got to start drafting with real people. This is driving me crazy. 209 for J.K. Dobbins. Get out of here with that.
I mean, that's a possibility.
It really is a possibility. I'm not going to say it's ridiculous, but
Taylor and Dobbins as that dude's 2 running backs, team 4.
Yeah, that's scary. Imagine.
It's scary, but
could be scary good. Could be scary bad.
Class. Exactly, yeah.
So yeah, there's several options I could go here. Never ever going to give you a mock draft by me where I draft Patrick Mahomes. Or Travis
I want
Kelce
you to do it just for the ADP, the algorithm, just so he keeps going up. But
oh yeah, that's what we want to do. No, so there's been some different conversations that I've had with myself. And in this spot, I think for today, I'm gonna take a different. I'm gonna do a different approach because I feel like the situation in the top 3 to 4 picks, like I almost feel like you have to go running back. But I'm gonna do something different. I'm gonna take my boy AJ Brown.
Okay.
And my strategy.
Oh, that fell to you.
Yeah, Kittle and Waller. Let's go.
That's pretty nice.
That is what's been happening in every single one of my mocks with the first pick. Mahomes, Kittle. Every single one. I'm not even joking. And I'm like, I literally have to go in and change those 2 picks to the picks I know you're going to make. So I'm like, I can make it more realistic. Rick picks at the 101 in our home league, by the way, and right. 102. So anyway, yeah, I feel like I'm going to go 2 running backs and a wide receiver in the first 3 rounds. I might go 3 running backs. I haven't decided yet. But if I do that, I feel like there's a massive teardrop from A.J. Brown and Justin Jefferson to Keenan Allen, Terry McLaurin. I think there's a teardrop for me. I don't know why. But I feel like they're like, I like both of those guys, and both of them will probably be on the board at 3-3 in your normal like draft, not in this mock. But I feel like it is tougher for me to look at my team and go, I love A.J. Brown, I love Justin Jefferson, I think they can be elite wide receiver 1s and finish in the top 5 or 6 this year. Whereas I look at Keenan Allen and Terry McLaurin, and I'm like, I like them a lot, but I don't know if they're going to ascend into that top 5. So would you rather have a receiver have top 5 upside, or just pick up a guy who's probably going to be like top 10 to 15 wide receiver most likely this year, but might not have the same upside, and get a bigger running back at 210? That's kind of what my thought process is. But anyway, the guy I would have drafted at 210 is still here, so I'll take Clyde. After my pick, Justin Jefferson, Patrick Mahomes, George Kittle, Darren Waller, and then I picked Clyde. And then it was Terry McLaurin, David Montgomery, DeAndre Swift, Josh Jacobs, Mike Evans, and Keenan Allen. I have a question for you, Rick, though, before we move any forward. I've been thinking about ranking David Montgomery ahead of Swift and Edwards-Helaire.
Okay.
Am I crazy?
You're not crazy. I personally would not do that, but you're not crazy.
I'm a loon. I'll admit it.
There's people who are on the Montgomery train who would take him second round. So you're not.
That would be me.
Keenan Allen, by the way, at 3.9 is a steal. Interesting. I didn't think Chris Carson would be on the board here. My plan was to go A-Rob. With Chris Carson there, I think it's hard for me not to go with him because of the running back depth later on in the draft. But I'm going to go A-Rob. And then after that, we had Chris Carson, Miles Sanders, Josh Allen, Darrell Henderson. And then I'll match it with... Do I want to go CeeDee Lamb?
Yeah, dude. I ripped my pants off.
Just to get his ADP to keep going up? Sure, why not?
Don't be a wagon, bro. Don't be a wagon. All right. All right. So I think I'm going to go receiver because just to give you the running backs here, guys. Travis Etienne, Myles Gaskin, Kareem Hunt, Chase Edmonds, Mike Davis, and then you have Javonte, which would be reaching for the skyscraper right there. But at wide receiver, I have DJ Moore, Cooper Kupp, Adam Thielen, Tyler Lockett, Kenny Golladay, Deontay Johnson. I'm kind of intrigued. This is definitely a situation. I do not think this happens, by the way. I have not seen a mock draft where DJ Moore falls this far.
Yeah.
Because he's usually going like 4-5 or 4-6.
Yeah, he's usually not there at the end of the fourth.
But I'll take him. I normally
like Clyde and DJ Moore fell to you.
I'm on board with that. Dude, I don't know. This is like stealing. So then we had ETN, Gaskin, Hunt, Kupp come off the board. So now there's still no running backs. Like I just went through the running backs, and it's not any better.
Chase Edmonds.
What are your thoughts on Chase Edmonds? Because I've been like flopping back and forth, and I really do think James Conner is going to get the role. But there are some legit people that are like, no, Chase Edmonds going to break out. You watch.
I know. I mean, I like him compared to late round running backs, but I still think 5'3" might be a little high.
Yeah, it's 100% a little high.
Yeah. So that's good. But I like him compared. Like I would take him over Mike Davis.
You could reach on Javonte a pinch at 5'3" if you wanted to.
I think that, and I'm a Javonte guy, but that's too high.
No, I know. But I just mean in the context that if like say I took a different approach and I didn't take Clyde and I took T-Mac like at 3'3", and you needed a running back, like Javonte would probably be your best bet here. Or if you wanted to go with a floor play, which is Mike Davis.
Right. Get you 8 fantasy points
I hate
a week.
myself for that, but whatever. But yeah, no, I think I'm going to go wide receiver. And it'll probably be Tyler Lockett.
Okay.
I'm hesitant. Nah, I'm going to go Deontay.
Okay.
I'll take Deontay Johnson. I think actually it's pretty even for me with those two guys there.
See, I would take Thielen over both of them.
I would not take Thielen.
He was wide receiver 7 last year, just saying.
What is he, 32?
He's 30. Okay, he's 30.
Okay,
well, how old's Julio?
I aged him 2 years.
In Dynasty, I don't want any part of him, but for redraft for just the 2021 season, I think Thielen would be good.
No, I don't.
Although Deontay...
If you believe in Justin Jefferson, you can't believe in Adam Thielen.
Yes, you can. They both were top 10 receivers.
And you think that's going to happen back-to-back years?
It happened with Diggs and Thielen. They were both top 20, top 15.
Yeah, no, I don't like.
I'm just saying, in the 5th round, you're getting a good.
Hey, listen, get the guys you want. Be excited.
Will be a wide receiver too.
I don't give a frick.
Okay, so this is a kind of a gross area.
Mm-hmm.
I could go tight end with the Hawk. He'll probably be the lead target guy there with the Lions. And there are some guys a little bit later on the board, so I'll take the risk that they'll be there with my next pick since I'm 110. I'll go TJ Hawkinson here.
Oh my God. Hawk early? I hope you.
That ain't early, bro. He's projected 5'4". He was projected ahead of Pitts and Andrews, and he fell to me. And I do that because
I don't like tight ends that high, boss.
I take Brandon Ayuk right here.
That's a good pick. All right, so after Rick's pick, Higgins, Herbert, James Robinson, Chase Claypool, Ronald Jones,
people are
and
just
then
falling to you this draft.
Mike
Holy cow!
Davis.
Did you?
Oh,
did you
yeah,
know
baby!
something? Did you know something picking at the
I
103?
didn't. Rick, I'm telling you right now, if this happens in the home league, I will pull my pants off.
It won't. It won't.
Oh, okay. I see what you're doing there.
Well, I have no effect on it because you're going to be the one sniping me. You're the 1-2.
Yeah,
Everything's coming back to you. Every pick that comes back to us, you're getting first selection.
Yeah, but every pick that goes on the turn.
No, because I'm going back to back. So I'll go back to back, and then it's you again, and then we wait forever, and then it's you again. I want
to snipe you.
Yeah.
So I'm literally the only guy in your way.
Yes.
At the 1-1.
Yes.
That's fantastic. Anyway, yeah, no, I have a very high doubt that Javonte will fall to 6'11".
Yeah.
But what is
especially with someone in our league that I know that's obsessed with rookies.
Oh yeah, I don't even know where he's.
He'll take him in the 4th round.
See, I've been drafting so hard predicting your picks that I haven't even started trying to predict his.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's going to be a cluster. But anyway, I would definitely draft Javonte there at 6'10". It's a little bit, if you have 2 flexes in your league, which I believe this league has 2 flexes, it might be a slight risk. But because you're going back on the turn 6'11", 6'12", 7'1", 7'2", and then you're going to the next player, I feel like you're still going to get a similar tiered player to what you would get at 6'11" at 7'3", if that makes sense.
Right.
At 6'10", I mean to say. So Cortland Sutton, Raheem Mostert, DJ Chark, and then Melvin Gordon came off the board, and then I go at 6'3" again. I think I'm going to go wide receiver here. And follow my advice and say no to drafting Odell Beckham. Check out our show last Thursday, or not last Thursday, yesterday, where we told you not to draft Odell. So I have some options here. There's Jerry Jeudy, Debo. I like Debo. I think I'm going to go Debo.
Good pick.
You like the Debo pick?
Yeah, I probably would have went Debo there too.
And then it's Odell, Noah Fant, Dallas Goedert, Damian Harris, Juju Smith-Schuster, Devonta Smith, and then Rick's pick. We'll see if he can maybe get another running back on that squad. There's no one available. Sorry, bud.
I know. There's really no one available till James Conner. So unless I want to go with David Johnson, Leonard Fournette, Trey Sermon.
Trey Sermon.
Yeah, this is gross. I think Jeudy, honestly, and watching the last preseason game with the Broncos, not to overreact, but if Sutton's healthy and they use KJ Hamler in the way they did, like Jeudy played and he had 1 catch and I don't know. It doesn't feel like they're focusing on Jeudy as much. I was kind of a little disappointed.
Just preseason though.
I know it is preseason, but they're not going to get a core. It's going to be Teddy Bridgewater or Drew Lock. I don't know. If Drew Lock's a starter, I'm not crazy. I like Jeudy still. I would consider taking him here, but I'm not 100% sure if I would. Okay. Robbie Anderson's an interesting one. I think he's got a very high floor. He has a very high floor. Yeah. He was, I think, in PPR last year, he was wide receiver 19. And you can make the argument he has a better quarterback now because nothing's really changed in that offense other than they went from Teddy Bridgewater to Sam Darnold. Because Curtis Samuel left, they replaced him with Terrence Marshall, you would assume, target-wise. So you would expect Robbie Anderson to pretty much have the same year. If you're expecting to get the wide receiver 20 in the spot, not bad. And basing on my team, I need a flex spot, so I'll take the floor play in Robbie Anderson.
Okay. You talked yourself into that one. I did have Tyler Boyd on the clock.
Yeah, he's another interesting one. So this is so gross on my pick. Your pick is so much better than the 110. That's good to know. So yeah, Jerry Jeudy went right after Tyler Boyd, Trey Sermon, who I wanted to go here, but my next pick, and then Michael Carter as well, who I would have considered. So now it's really a crapshoot, and I'm just taking the best player available in my opinion here, which is either Will Fuller, who I'm not going to pick, or the guy I'm going to pick, which is Lamarcus Small.
I was going to say, you picked A.J. Dillon, but I looked at the wrong pick. LaVisca,
Yeah, no.
you wagon. I can't believe you.
So after LaVisca, it went A.J. Dillon, Leonard Fournette, Rodgers, and Brady. What do you think of Aaron Rodgers at the 8-6?
I hate it.
He fell like a full round. He usually
He really
goes
did. It's actually not that bad. I won't judge it.
7th round. Yeah, I was thinking about it. I thought about it for a half second. Then Tom Brady, then Will Fuller, Zach
Yeah, don't do
Moss.
that. Don't do Tom Brady.
Yeah, no.
I don't know what my strategy would be here because I was thinking about going a particular player, but now I might change my mind.
Okay.
You know what I'm gonna take? I'm gonna go it all in. I'm gonna take. Oh no, I'm not gonna do that.
No, do it. Go ahead.
I was thinking about taking Gus Bus, but it's a little early.
Okay.
A little early.
It's an interesting one.
There's nobody I like. Oh, God.
I would just take the best player.
Antonio Brown.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Hurts, Cooks, Johnson, Samuel, all off the board, and then I'm gonna go with my dude Ryan Tannehill, 9-3. It's been a consistency for me, pretty much forever. Every freaking draft I get, every mock draft here, I get Ryan Tannehill. After Ryan Tannehill, Jalen Waddle, Logan Thomas, Matt Stafford, James Conner, Jarvis Landry, and then Kenny Drake. Hey, listen, we got 2 minutes.
All right, I'll take Joe Burrow then. I wanted Tannehill.
Sorry,
I had to take him. And I should probably take a running back, so I'm just going to take your guy just for the heck of it, Gus Edwards.
Let's go, dude. After Gus Edwards, it was Mike Gesicki, Corey Davis. So you didn't take your guy Corey Davis 10-5?
I seriously would have if I
Marquise
didn't
Brown, Henry Ruggs. No, you forgot to take him is what you did.
No.
I'm going to take Darnell. And then Pittman, Gronk, Hines, and then Williams came off the board. Now I'm going to take my tight end. I'm taking Jonnu.
Okay. All right.
I've been growing on Jonnu lately. Watched him in the preseason.
It's just because the hype.
I started getting sweaty. It really is just hype, but I love Jonnu Smith, so I'll take Jonnu. Michael Gallup, Elijah Moore, Parker Smith, Irv Smith, Phillip Lindsay, and then Hunter Henry. I didn't know Phillip Lindsay was still getting drafted.
Yeah,
don't do that. Don't do that.
I'm going to take my guy, Justin Fields, who I think if he plays will be good fantasy wise.
You're picking him earlier and earlier. It kind of scares me a little bit.
Yeah, this is really gross. I'm going to go.
I would say the late rounds are like super important. I feel like we never have time to talk about the late rounds because this is where I usually crush my drafts.
Right. So we have defenses going in the 12th round. That's great.
I forgot to get rid of the defenses in here.
And side note, why is the Bills defense the top defense?
I don't know.
That feels like kind of like a random top defense, but okay.
I think I'm going to take Alexander Madison. I'll handcuff my guy.
Yeah, that's a smart pick.
And then I was looking wide receiver, and I don't like any of these people.
No.
I guess I'm going to take Terrace. I'll take a rookie at 13.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, that's kind of gross. After my pick, Adam Trotman, Kirk Cousins, Jared Cook, Washington football team, Watson, and then Baltimore Ravens D.
Okay, I'll take Jalen Reagor here, who I've been down on, but
I was thinking about
the 13th round, not too bad. And then I'm gonna take Rashad Penny.
Yeah, I'm not calling the picks out anymore. It's basically just defenses.
Yeah.
Would you take Traquan Smith?
I would consider that in the 14th.
I'm going to take Gabe, 14th, and then last pick really could be anyone.
Wow, I should have taken Patriots defense, dude.
There you go, Rick.
Oh, get lit.
Sniped you. That was for you.
Nah, bro.
I took Jacoby Myers, if you're listening on.
I'm bringing it back with the Bears defense. 15th round.
You just drafted a freaking Bears defense. Yikes, bro.
How about sacks, man? Khalil Mack.
That is fair. That's why Washington football team might be a sleeper defense here.
They're my top defense, actually.
Because they got.
I know you guys all care about who my top defense is, but yeah, Washington football.
So, I think, like I said a second ago, I feel like this the late rounds for the wide receiver position are like, not for the wide receivers. Well, I guess all I do is draft wide receivers late, but the late rounds are super crucial for your fantasy team in general, because the first like 1 or 2 weeks of the season, people are not going to be like looking at your players as potential like trade options, because these guys like Terrace Marshall, Gabe Davis, Jacoby Myers, like people are not going to want those people. They're not going to be like, oh my God, get those guys on my team. But after a couple weeks of the season when they're really freaking good, they want them. But it is really crucial. Like I've had like in our home league, there are some people who just don't care between rounds 11 to 15. And they just draft whatever, and then those guys end up on the waiver wire. And it's funny because a lot of the players that I draft at this point, like Tua has been a guy I've been consistently drafting in the 14th, 15th round, end up being these like big breakout players that do really, really well. So I feel like those rounds are like super important. But we had to fly through them because we ran out of time. So my team, Dalvin Cook, Antonio. Oh, wow. I got 2 A Browns on my team. Gonna get confusing. It's all right. But I have Dalvin Cook, A.J. Brown, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, DJ Moore, Deontay Johnson, Javonte Williams, Deebo Samuel, A.J. Brown, Ryan Tannehill.
You did it again.
Mooney. What?
You said A.J. Brown twice.
I did. Oh, my God.
Antonio Brown.
Ryan Tannehill, Darnell Mooney, Jonnu Smith, Alexander Madison, Terrace Marshall, Gabe Davis, and then Jacoby Myers. I feel good about that. Look at the first 4 rounds. Cook, Brown, Edwards-Helaire, DJ Moore, Deontay Johnson.
Usually I say I win the draft, but I'll give this one to you. I think you
smashed it, bro.
Yeah, you. To be fair, Clyde fell on your lap. DJ Moore fell on your lap. Javonte fell on your lap.
But no,
you picked well.
This is months of
picks,
practice, okay?
Listen,
months of practice.
I'm giving it to you, okay? So let's not question. I had at the 110, I had Zeke, Najee Harris, Allen Robinson, CeeDee Lamb, TJ Hawkinson, Brandon Ayuk, Robbie Anderson, Laviska Shenault, Joe Burrow, the Gus Bus, Justin Fields, Russell Gage, Jalen Reagor, Rashad Penny, and Bears defense.
Oh God. Yeah, no, that's not a bad team. I feel like in your area, I'll say like I've been practicing between picks 1 and 4 a lot lately, so I feel like that's why I probably smashed it. Like I know where guys are falling, but if this is your first time at 110. It is a little bit more difficult because I physically have the option here at 1-3 to take 3 running backs. Like I could have taken Clyde and Montgomery, and then at the turn ended up with DJ Moore and Deontay Johnson.
Right.
Like that could have been a situation for my team, and then I pass on A.J. Brown. Who knows? In my situation, A.J. Brown might have fallen to me, or Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, right.
Freaking Kittle and Waller over here. But anyway, but at your pick, you don't really. I mean, you were thinking about taking Carson, took Allen Robinson. Your options were Chris Carson, Miles Sanders, and Darrell Henderson. Would you even have considered taking any one of those guys at 310?
Chris Carson, yes, but that's it.
Okay, because I feel like I have the option here to go with the 3 running backs and go with that approach early in the draft. Whereas if you're in the late, you have to get like if you don't get your running back at 2-3. You fricked.
Right.
So anyway.
Yeah, I think looking back on it, maybe I should have taken Chris Carson, but even the receivers, like my top 2 guys would have been Lamb and probably Ayuk or maybe like T. Higgins would have been in there. Yeah, like it would have been kind of gross.
Your receivers are definitely weaker, I would say.
Yeah.
But I've been playing with that like second round, like drafting running backs in the second round. Like a lot lately. Like, should I be doing it? Should I not be doing it?
I mean, it seems to work if you do it like that.
Yeah.
But you could also go 3 running backs and then 2 receivers back to back.
Right. Well, there you go. There's our mock draft. Fun stuff. Tomorrow, I believe we have, which is Thursday. Football's back. Patriots are on 7:30. pretty lit about that, Mac.
Let's go.
I believe we have risky quarterback selection, so be sure to check that out. See you later, guys.
See you.
Thank you for listening to the Fantasy Champions podcast. Make sure you subscribe on iTunes and YouTube, and follow us on Twitter @TheFFChamps.